those moments coming up. And what I'll share with you is that I believe one of the great things to do in Toastmasters is to take something you're going to be doing in the real world out there and bring it here to rehearse it. And that's what David McCaughey did. When we put the winter schedule out, he said, hey, I just need a speaking slot in December because I have a holiday speech I need to give to an organization and I want to come here and give it first. So that's what David's doing. Now, David's going to be giving you a speech that he's giving to another outfit. And when he does this, he's going to be outside the room. He's going to come into the room. So David's out in the hallway right now. He's going to come in the room. So he's reenacting what he's going to be doing in a couple weeks. And the concept that David's building a speech around is your favorite holiday Christmas movie. We each have them. So you might want to anchor yours. Got that? Please help me welcome David McCaughey.
So how many of you have a comfort song, a comfort place, a comfort food, one of those things that just makes you happy when you hear it, taste it, feel it? Well, for me, I have a comfort movie, and that's called A Christmas Story. It's a movie about a 10 to 12-year-old little boy that is dead set on he only wants one thing for Christmas, and that's a Red Ryder BB gun. His mom doesn't want to get it for him because she's afraid he'll shoot his eye out. So the whole premise of the movie is this young man going through his childhood trying to come up with ways that he can get mom to give him this Red Ryder BB gun. He actually gets the BB gun and he does go out and shoot and breaks his glasses. But for me, this is a very comforting movie, and I'm going to tell you why. So I first saw the movie in Christmas of 1986. I had just been honorably discharged from the Marine Corps. Right before I got discharged from the Marine Corps, I got a Dear John letter. So I had moved back in home with my parents. I had no girl, I had no job, I had no future. I was in a pretty bad place. Living at home on my parents' couch, 25 years old, no clue what I'm going to do with the rest of my life. Well, one night, Dad is sitting in Dad's chair in the living room. He's controlling the remote, so he's in control of what's on TV. I'm laying there on the couch, and on comes this movie that for whatever reason, it caught his eye, and we just decided to watch that movie. The next 2 hours became the happiest 2 hours of my life. It is probably the closest that I ever bonded with my father. We laughed, we shared memories, and it was just a totally joyous occasion. So for 35 years, whenever Christmas comes around and I see this, it always reminds me of that night when I was in a bad place with my dad watching that movie. There's a couple spots from that movie that really hit home, and I'm going to share a few of those scenes with you. The first one is the little boy that goes out and sticks his tongue on the flagpole. It gets stuck on the tongue. He can't talk because it gets stuck on the pole. And all of his friends run off and abandon him. They're like, well, you don't want anything to do with this, we're gone. It's not so much that scene that's the memory jogger, it's what happens right prior to that. They're on the playground, and one friend says to the other, hey, I bet you won't go stick your tongue on that pole. He's like, no, I'm afraid to do that, I'm not going to do that. I dare you, you go do it. Well, he's like, well, I'm not going to do that. I'm afraid I'm not going to do that. So then it turns into, I double dare you to do that. And he's like, well, no, I don't want to do that. So then it turns into the triple dog dare, which is like the cream de la cream of dog dares. Well, any kid that's ever been on a playground, I went through that. I remember being there Heck, it still happens today when they say, please hold my beer. It's just that challenge, and my dad had gone through the same thing, through the same experience, just reliving it. I think he actually might have done the thing where he stuck his tongue on a fence post as a kid. So we laughed and we enjoyed that moment. The other favorite scene out of that movie is the "Oh fudge" moment. For a couple reasons on that one there. Number one, who doesn't remember the first time they ever said a cuss word in front of their parents? And the shock and awe that your parents had, and my dad cussed like a sailor. So when he looks at me like, I can't believe you said that. And I'm like, well, geez, I've heard it for... But again, it's not so much the "oh fudge" moment that I remember from that as much as going out and helping Dad work on a car. You know, he's out there helping Dad change the tire. Much like I was as a kid, you're just a gopher. I learned how to tell tools by saying, hey, go get that screwdriver. No, that's the wrong one. Get this one. So that whole, and then my job as a kid was always to hold the flashlight. Never mattered where I held that flashlight, it was always in my dad's damn eyes. It was always, get that flashlight out of my eyes. So in that part of the movie, that just was really brought back a lot of fun memories for my dad and I. So that's why we enjoy it. And then the third scene that I'll share with you is the kitchen scene with Mom. Now back then in the 60s growing up, you know, Dad got off work at 4 o'clock, he came home, dinner was on the table, we all sat around the dinner table and we ate dinner. It was me, my brother, and my sister, and Mom did everything. Much like in the movie, and they say in the movie, you never remember Mom sitting down. She never ate. She was always doing something else. So that part of the movie just really reminded me of, God, that's everyday dinner with Mom. Now there's one part of the movie that still brings a tear to my eye. And it's not a tear of sadness, it's a tear of happiness. Over the years, the movie has changed a lot for me. The first few times I watched the movie, I always looked at it through the eyes of Ralphie as the kid. As I became a parent and had my own kids and gone through it, now when I watch the movie, I watch it much more as the dad's character. And there's one scene in the movie where Christmas morning is over with, they've got all the presents open, everybody's just kind of laying around in the living room, there's wrapping paper all over the place, and Dad says, Ralphie, the little boy, look, what's that over in the corner? Did you miss a gift? What's that behind the desk in the corner? Well, Ralphie looks over there and sees it. And just that look of anticipation, that happiness that he has on his face, and the happiness that dad has. For me, that is pure love for your kids. He's doing something for somebody that he loves just so that person can get something they want. Just pure love and enjoyment. And for me, that is the spirit of Christmas.